enlarges your prostate, and you might not even know it. These 10 habits are silently harming millions of men over 60. If you wake up at night to pee, feel pressure in your lower belly, or never fully empty your bladder, your prostate could already be enlarged. As a prostate doctor, I can tell you, most men don't feel the warning signs until it's too late. It's not just age that causes problems. It's the small, silent choices we make each day, the habits we repeat without question that slowly put pressure on the prostate and make life more difficult. I've seen men in their 60s suffer for years, desperate for relief. And I've seen others, well into their 80s, living completely free of discomfort. And the difference? It wasn't luck. It came down to small but powerful changes in their daily habits, changes they made just in time. That's why this video matters, because you still have time. So today, I'll walk you through the 10 everyday habits that could either protect your prostate or silently enlarge it. And we'll start with one that you might be doing right now without even realizing how much harm it can cause. Habit 1. Not drinking enough water. Most older men think that drinking less water will help them urinate less, especially at night. It sounds logical, doesn't it? But the truth is, it does the opposite. When your body doesn't get enough water, your urine becomes more concentrated. That strong, acidic urine irritates your bladder and right below it, your prostate. You might not feel it at first, but that irritation builds up over time. It leads to inflammation, and inflammation makes your prostate grow. It gets worse. Many older men also take medications that cause dehydration as a side effect. So without even realizing it, they're drying out their system even more and putting extra stress on their prostate and bladder. On top of that, a dehydrated body holds on to more toxins, making the entire urinary system work harder. If you've ever noticed your urine turning dark yellow or even amber, that's your body signaling for help. Clear or light yellow urine is what you want. It means you're well hydrated and your prostate is not under unnecessary pressure. The good news is, fixing this is simple. You don't need to chug liters of water at once. Just take small sips throughout the day, even if you're not thirsty. And yes, you might still need to get up once at night, but a healthy, hydrated system will work better and feel better in the long run. Your prostate needs water. It's not your enemy, it's your first line of protection. Habit 2. Sitting too long without moving. It starts off so innocent. You find a comfortable chair, maybe put on the TV or open a book, and before you know it, hours have passed. But sitting for long periods, especially after 60, can quietly put pressure on one of the most sensitive areas of your body, your prostate. You see, when you sit too long without moving, the muscles in your pelvis stay tight. Blood flow to your lower body slows down, and over time, that restricted circulation causes the tissues around your prostate to become inflamed. That's not just discomfort, it's one of the root causes of prostate enlargement. It's even more serious than most people think. The pelvic floor muscles, the ones that support your bladder and help with urination, start to weaken from lack of use. That means when you finally do go to the bathroom, your bladder may not fully empty. And that leftover urine becomes an irritant, keeping your prostate constantly under pressure. Many older men tell me, "But I don't feel anything wrong." That's the tricky part. The damage builds quietly, until one day, you start waking up more often at night, feeling urgency, or struggling to empty your bladder. And by then, the prostate has already changed. The fix isn't difficult. You don't have to run laps or join a gym. Just make it a habit to stand up every 30 minutes, even if it's just to walk to the kitchen or stretch your legs. 2 minutes of movement can restore circulation, relieve pressure, and keep your pelvic muscles active. Small movements, done consistently, make a big difference. And your prostate will thank you for not sitting still too long. Habit 3. Drinking too much caffeine. For many men, that first cup of coffee in the morning feels like a ritual. A little boost of energy, a sense of routine, maybe even a moment of peace. But what most don't realize is that too much caffeine can quietly make prostate problems worse. Caffeine is a natural diuretic, which means it makes your body produce more urine. For someone with a sensitive or aging prostate, this can become a real issue. It increases the frequency and urgency of urination, and for men over 60, that often means more trips to the bathroom during the day and at night. But it doesn't stop there. Caffeine also causes the muscles around the bladder to contract more often, and it can tighten the muscles at the neck of the bladder, making it harder to completely empty your bladder when you go. What does that mean for your prostate? More leftover urine, more internal pressure, and more inflammation over time. I'm not here to tell you to quit coffee altogether. In fact, for most men, one small cup in the morning isn't a problem at all. But if you're having 2, 3, or more cups a day, or mixing in energy drinks, black teas, or colas, you may be pushing your body too far without even noticing. Try this. Replace your second or third cup with herbal tea or decaf, and observe how your body responds. Some men notice a reduction in urgency and fewer nighttime bathroom trips within days. You don't have to give up what you love, just bring it into balance. And when your prostate isn't being overstimulated by caffeine, it has a much better chance of staying calm, healthy, and manageable. Habit 4. Eating spicy and processed foods. Every day, we all love flavorful meals, a bit of spice, a tasty sauce, something quick and satisfying from the freezer or the deli. But when spicy and processed foods become part of your daily routine, your prostate may be paying the quiet price. Spicy foods, especially dishes with hot peppers, chili sauces, or strong black pepper, can irritate the bladder and prostate, particularly if they're already sensitive or inflamed. That burning sensation you feel after a heavy meal, your prostate may be feeling it too. But the real danger often comes from the processed foods we don't think twice about. Cold cuts, frozen meals, instant noodles, chips, fast food. These products are filled with preservatives, excess sodium, unhealthy fats, and chemical additives. Over time, these ingredients increase systemic inflammation, throw off hormone balance, and quietly contribute to prostate enlargement. Excess salt causes the body to hold onto fluid, which increases pressure on the bladder and prostate. Unhealthy fats and additives, especially in processed meats, can interfere with testosterone regulation, which plays a direct role in prostate size. You don't have to give up flavor, you just have to choose foods that help, not hurt. Fresh ingredients, colorful vegetables, lean proteins, nuts, fish. These are natural anti-inflammatories that support not just prostate health, but your entire body. Even simple swaps make a big impact. Fresh grilled chicken instead of frozen nuggets. A homemade soup instead of canned. Herbs and spices instead of packaged sauces. Your meals should help your body heal, not silently inflame it. And your prostate, especially after 60, deserves that kind of care. Habit 5. Delaying urination too often. We've all done it. You're in the middle of something, watching TV, on a phone call, out running errands, and you feel the urge to go. But you wait. You hold it. You tell yourself, just a little longer. For younger men, that might not seem like a big deal. But after 60, regularly delaying urination can quietly damage both your bladder and your prostate. Here's why. When you hold your urine too long, your bladder stretches beyond its comfort zone. That extra stretch presses downward, placing direct pressure on the prostate, which sits just beneath the bladder. If this happens often, the prostate becomes irritated and inflamed, increasing the risk of enlargement. But that's not all. As we age, the muscles that help us fully empty the bladder start to weaken. So if you wait too long and then rush to the bathroom, you might not release everything. That leftover urine becomes a breeding ground for bacteria, increases the risk of infection, and puts your prostate under constant stress. Some men tell me, "I didn't want to interrupt the conversation. I thought I could wait." Or worse, "I didn't want to get up again in the night." But those small delays add up over time. Listening to your body's signals is one of the simplest and strongest ways to protect your prostate. Go when your body asks. Don't wait until it's urgent. And if you're already getting up frequently at night, it's even more important to keep your system as stress-free as possible during the day. Your bladder and prostate are a team. When one is under pressure, the other feels it too. Respond early, relieve often, and your whole body will function more comfortably. Habit 6. Smoking or being around smokers. You don't have to be a smoker to suffer the consequences. For older men, even being around smoke regularly can quietly harm your prostate, and very few people talk about it. Tobacco smoke contains thousands of chemicals. Some of them directly damage the blood vessels that supply the prostate, reducing oxygen and slowing healing. Others increase oxidative stress, a kind of internal rusting that inflames tissues throughout the body, including the delicate glands of the prostate. And that's just the beginning. Smoking also lowers the body's natural levels of antioxidants, which are your built-in defense system. Without enough protection, your prostate becomes more vulnerable to irritation, swelling, and over time enlargement. Many men think that if they've already quit, they're in the clear. But regular exposure to secondhand smoke, whether from a partner, a friend, or a crowded space, can still build up damage quietly, day by day. And for those who still smoke, the link between smoking and prostate problems, including prostate cancer, is well documented. But the good news is that your body starts healing almost immediately after quitting. Circulation improves, inflammation begins to decrease, and within weeks, the stress on your prostate begins to lift. So whether you've smoked in the past, or you're just often around others who do now, is the time to make a change. Open a window, set boundaries, talk to your doctor about support if you're trying to quit. Your lungs aren't the only organ that breathes easier when you leave tobacco behind. Your prostate does too. Habit 7. Skipping regular prostate checkups. No one likes going to the doctor, but for many men after 60, skipping your yearly checkup can quietly cost you more than just peace of mind. It can cost you your health. The prostate is a small gland, but when it starts to change, it often does so without obvious symptoms. By the time you feel discomfort like a weak stream, urgency, or waking up several times a night, the gland may already be enlarged or inflamed. And in some cases, it could even be something more serious. As a prostate doctor, I've seen too many men walk into my clinic when the symptoms are already severe and treatment becomes harder. But I've also seen the difference that early detection makes. A simple PSA test or digital exam done once a year can catch inflammation, growth, or signs of cancer before they ever become a real threat. Still, many older men avoid these appointments. Some are embarrassed. Some think it's not important unless there's pain. Some are just used to ignoring health problems. But let me tell you, prevention is far easier than repair. In many cases, if a problem is caught early, lifestyle changes alone can reverse it without medication, surgery, or long-term discomfort. Think of a yearly prostate checkup, not as a burden, but as a form of self-respect. It's a 20-minute conversation that could save you years of frustration, loss of sleep, or worse. Talk to your doctor, ask questions, and go even if you feel fine. Because feeling fine doesn't always mean everything is fine. Habit 8. Eating red meat too frequently. For many families, red meat is at the center of nearly every meal: steaks, sausages, burgers, stews. It's filling, it's familiar, it's tradition. But when consumed too frequently, red meat can quietly contribute to inflammation that enlarges the prostate over time. Here's what happens behind the scenes. Red meats, especially processed ones like bacon, sausages, and deli cuts, are high in saturated fats and often treated with chemicals that interfere with your body's natural balance. These ingredients increase oxidative stress and disrupt hormonal levels, particularly testosterone, which plays a direct role in prostate health. Even unprocessed red meat, when eaten daily, takes a toll. As we age, our digestion slows. Heavy meats take longer to break down, which can lead to bloating, constipation, and more importantly, increased pressure in the pelvic region, where your prostate sits. Over time, this added pressure and internal inflammation can make symptoms worse: more urgency, less bladder control, and that constant feeling of not being quite empty. But here's the hopeful part: you don't have to stop eating red meat entirely. The goal isn't restriction, it's balance. Try limiting red meat to once or twice a week, and focus the rest of your meals on lean proteins like chicken, turkey, or fish. Or experiment with fiber-rich options like lentils, chickpeas, beans, or tofu, which not only support prostate health, but improve digestion and energy levels too. Your plate doesn't have to be boring, it just has to be wiser. And each time you swap red meat for a cleaner protein, you're giving your prostate a much-needed break. Habit 9. Carrying too much belly fat. Let's talk about something that's more than just a number on the scale: belly fat. Many men over 60 notice their waistline slowly expanding over the years. It happens quietly, a few extra inches here, a tighter waistband there. But what often goes unnoticed is what that extra belly fat is doing internally, especially to your prostate. Belly fat isn't just stored energy, it's active tissue. It releases inflammatory chemicals that travel throughout the body, quietly irritating organs, including the prostate. And the more fat around your midsection, the higher your levels of inflammation, which is one of the key drivers of prostate enlargement. That's not all. Excess abdominal fat also throws off your hormonal balance, particularly testosterone and estrogen. When these hormones are out of sync, it becomes easier for the prostate to grow and harder for the body to regulate inflammation. And there's another layer. Belly fat doesn't just surround your organs, it presses against them. That added pressure on your bladder and pelvic floor puts your prostate in a constant state of stress, making urinary symptoms even worse. But here's the encouraging part. You don't have to lose 20 pounds overnight. Even a modest reduction in waist size, just a few inches, can reduce pressure, lower inflammation, and improve urinary comfort. Start small. Take a short walk after dinner. Cut back on sugary drinks. Choose whole foods over processed ones. And most importantly, don't focus on getting thin. Focus on feeling lighter, moving better, and reducing the strain on your most sensitive systems. A smaller waistline isn't about vanity. It's a gift to your heart, your joints, your sleep, and yes, your prostate. Habit 10. living with unmanaged stress. It doesn't show up in blood tests. It doesn't always hurt. But stress, especially the kind you carry silently, may be one of the most dangerous forces working against your prostate. Many men over 60 live with stress they never talk about. Worries about health, finances, family, regrets from the past, and uncertainty about the future. It all builds up quietly, tightening the body from the inside out. When you live with chronic, unmanaged stress, your body responds by producing more cortisol, the stress hormone. And high levels of cortisol don't just affect your mood, they affect your hormones, your muscles, your circulation, and your prostate. Stress makes the pelvic muscles tighten. It restricts blood flow in the lower body. It weakens immune function. And over time, it creates a perfect storm of inflammation and hormonal imbalance, both of which contribute to prostate enlargement. What makes this habit so dangerous is that many men accept stress as normal. They don't feel it as tension in the body, but the body feels it anyway. And the prostate? It suffers in silence. But here's what I want you to know. Stress isn't just mental, it's physical. And managing it even in small, gentle ways can bring real relief to your whole system. Take 10 minutes a day to breathe deeply. Stretch in the morning. Walk without your phone. Laugh with a friend. Turn off the news after dinner. These small shifts may feel simple, but over time, they change your biology. They lower inflammation, ease pelvic tension, and help the prostate settle down. You don't have to eliminate stress from life, no one can. But you can refuse to let it live in your body rent-free. And when you begin caring for your mind, your prostate feels the difference too. Now that you've seen these 10 habits, the question is, which one have you been living with without even realizing the damage? The truth is, prostate problems rarely begin overnight. They build slowly, shaped by daily choices that seem small at the time, but powerful over the years. But here's the good news. Just as the damage built up over time, so can the healing. You don't have to change everything today. Start small, drink more water, take a short walk, say no to that third cup of coffee. Listen when your body speaks and act with care. Because after 60, your body is still capable of amazing things. And when you take care of your prostate, you're not just avoiding discomfort. You're protecting your sleep, your confidence, your freedom, your life. So here's what I'd love you to do. Choose just one habit to change this week. Leave a comment below. Tell me which one you're starting with. Share this video with another man over 60 who needs this information. And don't forget to subscribe for more science-based guidance on aging better. Your best years don't end at 60. They begin when you start living wiser.